It's me, MLB. Here is... Someone stop me, please. I'm about to do the whole Daddy routine again. I'm kidding. Here is Daddy in the spotlight today. You all know Daddy, right? Daddy? Yeah, that's how you say it, isn't it? Daddy? Yeah, sorry. Look, my accent is terrible. And he is paired with a female listener. So without further ado, here is Sukuna, ex-female listener. And this one is titled Discovered Reunited. Enjoy. It had been 1,000 years. No, literally, it had. I'm not being dramatic. You had moved from host to host, vessel after vessel, searching the land for the only man who could make your heart pound in your chest. Okay, well, I'm not sure if man was the right term here. God? You thought so. Curse user? Well, yeah. Natural disaster? You'd heard of him called that before, but you knew him as Sukuna, and he, same as you, had remained alive, living in human body after human body, in search of a way to be free, but never being able to find that freedom. You'd been with him 1,000 years ago, when he still inhabited his own body, and you inhabited yours, and you promised him that you would always be by his side. But then somehow you two had been separated, and you longed to be reunited with him again. The body you currently inhabited was a good one. It appeared to be in the realm of mid to late 20s, but you felt like it still had a lot of life still left in it, so you pushed it to its limits to search for your lord, your deity, Ryomen Sukuna. After searching for years, you finally found a lead from the whispers in the curse world that Sukuna was living inside a young man by the name of Yuji. You then set out on a mission to find this man, and after searching for the next 2 months, you finally found him, but no remnants of Sukuna could be seen on him. You studied this Yuji from a distance, but still you felt no overwhelming presence, no skin-crawling adrenaline from being near him, just the ordinary feeling when you passed another human. Nothing. You tried walking past him one time, and aside from feeling his eyes land on you once, there was nothing else, but you were still hopeful that this was the vessel for your beloved Sukuna, and you agonized over how to fully extract him if he were somehow inside this boy's body. Aside from occasionally being in the same place as this boy, you made no other contact. Until one night you tailed the boy and a friend of his into an old warehouse, remembering to stay hidden as you did so. Is there even a curse here? The comrade, a bored-looking guy with spiky black hair, asked the one that you suspected as the vessel of Sukuna. That's what they say, the vessel named Yuji replied. You waited, watching intently, and then suddenly there was a sound in the near distance, and the comrade readied himself. You go around the back, and I'll stay here, you heard the vessel say to him, and the black-haired guy did as asked, running off towards one of the doors of the place and then outside. Then the boy turned and faced your hiding spot, suddenly morphing into a different person. You slowly looked up over the box that you had been crouching behind and stared, and then realized who it was before you. You've been following me, the deep voice said, and you ducked down behind the box again and crawled around the side of it, keeping your head low and remaining on hands and knees. You whispered in a trembling voice, overcome with emotion at finally being reunited with him, elated that your lead had been correct and this boy was indeed the vessel that you'd hoped he was. It's been a while, Sukuna said as you crawled towards him, never raising your head from its lowered position as you slowly inched towards him. Sukuna, you tried to say. Hush, he commanded. I know, you did well to find me. Please, my lord Sukuna. May I raise my head? You asked in a trembling voice, remembering to be as careful and respectful as possible. This man, no, entity, was no joke, and although you longed to just up and throw your arms around him, you were also aware of the power that he held, and you dared not anger him lest he disappear again, or even kill you. There was silence, and you waited patiently for his reply. Raise it, he said as he crouched down, and you finally looked up at him, tears brimming along your lower lids as your eyes met his. He smirked and took a hold of your chin, tilting your head up a little as he did his own so that he could look down on you. A fine vessel you've chosen, he commented. Thank you, my lord, you whispered. Now that you've found me, you'll do my bidding and follow every order, yes? He asked as he turned your head to the side one way and then the other, and you just let him do so, basically reduced to putty in his hand. Yes, my lord Sukuna, you whispered. Even just his hand on you was enough to quench your thirst of him. It wasn't much, but you had lived off crumbs, hopes and dreams over the last 1,000 years, so this was plenty. As it should be, he commented, standing up. Stay on your knees. Know your place, he added, just in case you got comfortable and went to stand up as well. I know where I belong, you said, bowing your head once more and then shuffling forwards and placing your hands neatly in front of his shoes. This pleased him, and he smiled and looked down at you. You're still beautiful after all these years. He mused. You look the best in this position. I feel the best when I'm at your feet, you replied with head bowed. Well spoken, he commented with aroused amusement. Listen well. This body that I inhabit belongs to an insolent brat who can still hold reign over it. Otherwise I would have taken this body a long time ago, he said with annoyance. How it came to be that I ended up in this body was the brat ingested one of my fingers. He has a few within him now, but my hope is that I can regain control over this vessel if all my fingers are returned to me. I shall find all your fingers and return them, you said quickly. I should hope so, that I can trust you to do so. You know what happens if you let me down, he said, and you nodded into the floor. I will not disappoint, you said. You have not done so in the past, he said as he clicked his fingers. Stand up. You got up quickly, keeping your eyes averted from his, but he quickly took a hold of your face and forced you to look at him. Your heart nearly fell out of your insides as your eyes met his hungry ones. I don't have much time before this brat comes back, he said lowly, leaning in and pressing his lips to yours. Because of the way he had grabbed your face, your lips were slightly parted, so his parted lips met yours, and then a heated kiss ensued. As stated many times before, it had been a fair decent amount of years since you had last kissed Sukuna, and you delighted in his hot kisses, his hands slowly slipping to your neck, and then down to your waist, and then you were walked backwards until he had you pressed up against the wall of the shed, one of his strong legs between yours. May I touch you in return? You asked him in a breathy voice between kisses. Yes, he said lowly, and so you gently placed your hands on his waist as well, digging your fingertips into his clothes and feeling his muscles rippling underneath your touch. It was suddenly then that you felt his aura shift, and you opened your eyes to look into the stunned eyes of the vessel, the markings and the strong presence of Sukuna gone now. Ugh! You yelped in surprise. Huh? Yuji suddenly gasped, stepping back from you while putting your hands out and grabbing into the wall behind you. What? Who? Just then the other classmate returned and walked into the shed, his eyes falling on you and his classmate, who looked like he had bailed you up against the wall. What's going on here? Who's she? The black-haired classmate asked. I don't know, Yuji said with the utmost confusion. I kind of blanked, and then I came back too, and she was... He pointed to his lips, and the classmate looked surprised. You were kissing? He asked. No! You shouted. Yeah? The vessel of Sukuna said, then looked at you. I wasn't kissing you, you said to him. I was kissing... Your voice trailed off. Itadori, grab her. She knows something, the black-haired classmate said, and you quickly ducked and threw yourself through the vessel's legs before he could grab you, and then you were up and running. Now wasn't the time to be caught. You had found your Sukuna, spoken to him, and now you were charged with a mission, and you were hell-bent on completing it because it would mean that you got to be with Sukuna forever, this time. You hoped. Both classmates gave chase now, and you ran from the shed as fast as you could and sprinted across the yard. Demon dogs! You heard the black-haired classmate yell, and glanced over your shoulder to see him stop and make a summon sign with his hands, and then all of a sudden 2 wolf-like shikigami appeared, a black one and a white one, with binding symbols on their forehead, and they gave chase, along with Sukuna's vessel, who was still chasing you. How am I supposed to outrun his shikigami? You cried internally, sprinting for the gate and racing through the gap. Quick as a flash, you spun around and slammed the gate closed, and then slammed the lock closed as well. But aside from it slowing Sukuna's vessel down, it didn't do much for the demon dogs, who took a running leap at the side of the fence and cleared the top of it, landing on the other side and continuing the chase without hardly breaking their stride. You were headed for the tree line now, and the dogs were almost on you, when you glanced back and saw the vessel had now jumped the fence and was gaining ground on you. You had just made it into the tree line when the white demon dog grabbed a hold of your leg and you fell over, but then there was another presence there, and you rolled over quickly and looked at the other being who was there, surprised to see all the markings back on the vessel and noting Sukuna had taken control again. Go, he said as he grabbed the white demon dog off you and threw it, then squared up with the black demon dog. I'll take care of them. You go now and do your job, he added, keeping in a low stance in case the black demon dog tried to jump him, but instead it just held its ground and growled. My lord, you wailed, falling at his feet. He touched the back of your shirt and you felt life flow through you. Go, and I'll see you again, he said, grabbing your shoulder and pulling you up so he could kiss you one last time, and then you were gone, running as fast as you could while you left the rest to him. I will see you again one day, Sukuna, in all your glory, you thought. Girlie is down bad in this one, but I mean, can't really blame her. Stay tuned for next week. We've got Meme and a male listener. So it's a flipped but straight one shot next week. So I'll see you then.